Thank you for joining me, taking the time to subscribe. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and I hope you're doing well. I do want to touch upon the upcoming hurricane season. We are getting closer. March is usually very quiet in the tropics. I'll show you that in just a second. It is not yet the hurricane season, so it's nice to take a breather, but in a moment I'll show you why I really need to keep an eye on kind of what's going on now, because that'll set the stage for what's going on later. So I'll do that stuff kind of behind the scenes for the most part, but I like to let you know everything I'm seeing as well. And one of the things I'm seeing, this orange shading in here, so you can see right through the Caribbean, Gulf, Atlantic, over toward the Bay, we're looking at above average water temperatures, the orange shading. So everything for the most part is running above average, a little bit cooler off the coast of Africa, deeper into the season. With the global trade winds as we work our way into July, August, September, that's when we get some systems that roll in off the coast of Africa, or at least thunderstorm clusters that roll off the coast of Africa. So it'll be interesting to see if these waters warm up or stay below average, but for the most part, closer to home, that's where we have above average water temperatures. And early in the hurricane season, we don't look way out toward the coast of Africa. We actually look closer to home for development, and that's why I'm keeping an eye on everything, looking at some of those water temperatures. You see even a little warmer in some spots as you get closer to parts of Central America. But for the most part in the Caribbean, 27 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit. But these numbers are running above average. Warm water fuels tropical systems, tropical storms, and hurricanes. That's just one of so many ingredients. Now, this is a look ahead to May. May is the month before the start of the hurricane season, but typically in May you can get some systems starting to pop up. This is a look at where there's going to be some extra moisture, wet versus dry. So you need warm water temperatures for development, and you need some moisture around. You need some rain, right? Some moisture in the atmosphere. It is showing right through the Caribbean. Not only will it be a little bit on the wet side, it'll be above average with some moisture. So I expect a wetter May as a whole relative to average. So those are a couple ingredients that could lend itself to an early season, maybe tropical system. Not to say that's going to happen, because those are just two ingredients, the water temperatures and watching the moisture. These are not necessarily in our favor, but there's other things, how turbulent the winds are above our heads. It's what's going on as well, really above our heads. Does any Saharan dust try to sneak in and bump out some of this moisture? So plenty of ingredients to watch as we get closer to the hurricane season. Now, I mentioned the month of March is usually quiet. It's not the hurricane season yet. One named storm has been recorded in the month of March, but this is why I start to keep an eye on stuff now. Hey, Brian, why are we talking about this right now? Because it's not too far away when things crank up. In April, 7 named storms have been recorded. And then in May, that's when things start to turn the corner as we get closer to the hurricane season, June 1st. But leading up to May, almost every other season, there is a named storm in the month of May. So not too far away. Not that anything's coming at us. If something develops, maybe it stays away. But I need to start keeping an eye on that. That's what I do for you. So we get a look at the names for the upcoming hurricane season. These are for the Atlantic Basin, which includes the Atlantic, Gulf, and Caribbean. There's a separate set of names for different areas around the world. Eastern Pacific has a separate set of names. First name on the list is Andrea, then we have Barry. Look at a few of the names: Dexter, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Tanya, Van, Wendy, as we get down the list. Hopefully we don't get too far down the list, but this is the new list of names. Now, the list recycles every 6 years. You may see some familiar names unless there's a really big system or an impactful system. They retire that name, and then there's an organization out there that picks a replacement name. So that's how that works. Now, we just had that big front moving in. Let's talk about the atmosphere right now in a new system that's about to develop. I'll show you that. So we have one area here moving toward Bermuda, clipping by us in the Bahamas and northern Caribbean. And then look at all this energy streaming in from the Pacific, this moisture building right over toward the Rocky Mountains. This is the next system that's going to be rolling by. But you see right here, Bahamas, Nassau, Freeport, we're waking up to some cooler weather this morning, no doubt. This is the front zipping by, and it will clip us by in Jamaica, Haiti, Turks and Caicos, and the Dominican Republic. Ever so slightly cooler, especially by the time we get into tonight and tomorrow morning. So the front sitting here, I'll go wide in just a second and show you that new system. But that little front sitting right through here today, hit or miss out around Panama, 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2 in Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, we may get a few. And then keeping an eye on Guyana and Suriname. Suriname in particular, that rain's going to be building in over the next couple of days. So hit or miss shower tomorrow, Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. But you see Suriname, how some of that moisture will start to build. This is tomorrow afternoon. Then we flip over into Saturday. Same thing. Central America, not a lot of action. Watching some of that extra rain over towards Suriname. Elsewhere, it would be a spotty shower. Jamaica, over toward Haiti. And we'll have some of those cooler starts to the day. Now, here's that front that's going to roll right into Bermuda today. Cooler shot of air back behind it as we swing back through the Bahamas and just clipping us by in the northern Caribbean. But Bermuda, we're going to get clipped by even a couple thunderstorms today. Really windy. I highlighted the winds in yesterday's video. As we pull forward, here's that next system. All that moisture kind of helping us stream in from the Pacific. So once we work our way into Saturday, you can see the next storm system taking shape. This one's going to be a little bit more to the south. Even look at some of the snow in the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma. And then by Sunday, it's going to be draped from the mid-Atlantic of the United States all the way down through Central America. So we'll see that chance of rain increasing again, southeast U.S. And then you can see what happens here as this moves off early next week. There is going to be a better chance of scattered showers. Belize, Honduras, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, over toward the Bahamas as this front moves in. So as we work our way into next week, we're going to start to see a better chance of rain for a lot of us, and I'll be highlighting that as we go forward. Now back to today, you see this system that's going to be rolling in this front. Really strong winds, those higher seas. I'll show you that in just a second near Bermuda, and still watching out for the wet weather, gusty winds, Atlantic region of Canada. With some of that colder air on the backside, you see parts of New England over toward New Brunswick. Some of that snow on the backside of this, and a little clipper system, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. And then once we get past tomorrow, most of the energy moves off on Saturday, but this may clip us by over toward Newfoundland and the Avalon Peninsula as we work our way into Sunday. May see a few scattered showers or even a little bit of snow will be a possibility. But here are those really high seas, meters here, feet there. Look at everything just building over the next couple of days. This is tomorrow. Those seas just north of Bermuda, we're talking upwards of about 6 meters. So we're talking about 20-some feet in some spots, but things will start to lessen a little bit. Then we'll keep an eye on our next system, Bay of Campeche. Things are going to start to build once again and over toward the Gulf as we work our way into Sunday and Monday with that next system that will be moving in. So as far as the rain goes, the total is simply not too high. A lot of us stay dry. See a little blue on the map. That's going to keep almost all of us. If we do get some rain, below an inch of rain or below 25 millimeters of rain, very sporadic chance of showers. Rain chance not too high. But as I mentioned, right, as we get into next week, we'll see that rain chance bumping up for some of us, mainly dry Grenada, Trinidad through St. Lucia. But this here, look at Suriname. We're going to have some spots that will approach 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. Watching out for some isolated flooding. In Guyana, we'll see some of that moisture trying to creep in Central America, Belize, Guatemala. Our rain chance is not too high right through Costa Rica, Mexico City. We are on the dry side. Same thing for the most part as we work our way back toward Texas. So rain chance 30% today for us in Jamaica, about a 40% chance tomorrow. The next couple of days, a very low 20-30% chance through the Cayman Islands, and we're mainly dry. Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have a lot of rain, but as I mentioned in that outlook, by the time we get into May, I do expect more moisture building right through the Caribbean, 20% chance in Barbados, 30% chance, isolated chance of a shower as we work our way through St. Lucia. Just a 20% chance of Grenada. We're mainly dry again, and for the most part, we're dry at St. Vincent the Grenadines. It would be a straight chance of a shower. 30% chance the next couple of days in Martinique, a 30% chance right into the upcoming weekend as we work our way in Dominica, and about a 40% chance of a passing shower today in Guadeloupe, 30% chance tomorrow. 30% chance the next 2 days, Antigua and Barbuda, a 20 to 30% chance, St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat. Rain chance 20 to 30% as well, Anguilla and St. Bart's. Isolated shower chance, St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. We will see a few showers around with that front just to the north. Parts of us in Puerto Rico today, about a 50% chance of some scattered showers, and about a 30% chance the next couple of days U.S. and British Virgin Islands. We swing back through the Bahamas. We're mainly dry, but we are cooler, no doubt. I'll be watching your comments throughout the day. Generally dry conditions leading into the weekend. 20 to 30% chance on the Turks and Caicos, about a 30% chance tomorrow and Saturday as we work our way into the Dominican Republic, and a 20% chance tomorrow and Saturday as we get into Haiti, so that rain chance has dropped. 20 to 30% chance, stray chance of a shower for us, Ladyville, Hopkins, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. We may get a passing shower, but that rain chance holding generally at 20%. But this is where it creeps up. Friday and Saturday, tomorrow and Saturday, it starts to bump up in Guyana and Suriname. You see that high chance of rain up to a 60% chance, isolated areas of flooding. Cuba, we're mainly dry with some cooler nights. 30% chance of rain, Costa Rica and Panama. 30% chance in Nicaragua, and a 20 to 30% chance in Honduras. That rain chance on the lower side. We're mainly dry much of Guatemala and El Salvador. Mexico City, we are on the dry side, and just a 10% chance of a shower, mainly dry. Campeche, Merida, Cancun, and Cozumel. Northern Colombia, 20% chance, 30% chance in northern Venezuela. But we get back through Bermuda. Again, that front moves in today. Strong winds, we'll see some rain at times, and those high seas that will be with us. So one front just clipping by the northern Caribbean. A new system builds this weekend, tracking those winds and high seas for many of us today, and still monitoring that earthquake activity. I'll be keeping an eye on that throughout the day, and of course, monitoring hurricane season, which starts June 1st. Thank you for being with me, taking the time out of your day to hang with me. I hope you have a great day ahead.